Hey everyone, I have a pretty massive unboxing today. This video is sponsored by my lovely wife, who got me this package for my birthday. My birthday is in a couple of days, but I'm already opening the package because I can. This is from ziicube and it arrived in about the usual amount of time, like 11 days or something. Shipping was a bit more than usual, but the price of the cubes were a bit less than usual, so it worked out. And I have to commend them, you know, they added a bunch of shipping options and made it so that the price was still pretty close to what it was before the whole mess started. I'm just gonna unpack everything and then go through them one by one. So, we have a YJ timer. That's a cheese snake, that's for my kid. This fidget spinner is for my kid as well. We have a 2x3x3 shapeman. A bunch of cheese stands. Yulong V2M. Yushin Redicube. Pocket Pyramids, 2 of them. Kailin V2M. 2x3x3 from QiYi in stickerless and black. We have a QiYi MS, a Tengyun in black, a Shengshou thingy, a QiYi thingy, the new RS3M, Monster Go, magnetic and non-magnetic. I'm not sure which is which. Let's see. And a Thunderclap Z3M. And that's about it. Yeah. Push that aside a little bit. And start with maybe the timer. I wasn't gonna get a timer, but I've come to accept that I need to practice starting and stopping the timer for competition. And this being $5 and looking a lot less silly than the usual timers, I was tempted. I was interested about the pocket one, but reviews don't seem very enthusiastic. So. It looks pretty nice. I mean, it looks much sleeker than the usual ones, I think. I'm gonna stick a couple of batteries in there. I've used the timer in competition, obviously, but I haven't had one before. So this is a first-time user experience. It's not very visible, but there's icons here. There's a power thing. There's a play, and there's a floppy disk, and this is the reset, I guess. So it's just, yeah, works perfectly fine. Lovely. I don't know about connectivity. I'm not sure I'll be able to check because I don't have the cable or the interest, but let me quickly open the 2x2x3s, 2x3x3s. I keep messing that up. From QiYi. I already have one. It's a great cube. It made me want to speed solve it and to get faster at it. I modified this one to make it a dual solution with Shepherd's stickers. And I like the look, so I'm gonna keep it that way. But I want a magnetic one. And I thought it would be extremely nice if it was not only magnetic, but had black instead of white. Because it's like a squad, it's always a double move, so it's gonna be a really nice contrast. I've unboxed this before, and I will link my other videos on it in the description. It's a great cube. It makes you want to practice the event, but I think it will be even nicer with magnets. I don't like the stickerless shades from QiYi budget puzzles and shape mods, but it's not a 3x3, so I don't care all that much. Okay, so we also have this strange thing. Basically, I got into 2x3x3 so much thanks to the QiYi one that I get to have a shape mod as well. And this one is cool. I'm not gonna show it now because I don't remember how to do it, but you can like do an end perm and then these two are flipped, and so you can have it solved offset like that. Maybe I'll just keep it like that. Maybe I'll do a shape mod. It turns just fine. It's gonna be a bit tricky to do some algorithms on it, because if you rely on muscle memory, this is you don't know when you made a turn. Looks really cool. It rolls. It's fun. Now what do we have? Yeah, the mini pyraminx. So I don't take pyraminx seriously, and something's broken here. Yeah, nothing's broken. There's just an extra bit of metal. Strange. I've decided that next time there's a competition with pyraminx, I'm going to compete with this, and so I need two to swap pieces around to make it competition legal. You know, it's very silly, but so is the event, and yeah, it's kind of cute and funny. It turns fine, you know. It's a keychain. I think it's gonna need, yeah. See, it pops back like that. I think it's gonna need some lube on the springs to not. Yeah, that's the issue. The spring is needs to be lubed. Yeah, fine. So I have two to make what competition legal. Speaking of pyramids, this is called Jinx Pyramids. I don't know how Shengshu calls it. It is slightly bigger than I anticipated. It's a bit gross because Shengshu. There we go. Now, I've never had one of those. I've never tried solving one, but I feel like this is what pyraminx should be. Like, pyraminx is silly because of the tips that are trivial. This is a tetrahedron, you know, turns like you would expect a tetrahedron to turn. And, well, I mean, it's not a complicated puzzle, but, you know, there's no trivial pieces. Everything moves, I mean, at the centers, I guess, but like on a 3x3. So this was produced many years ago and then discontinued, and Shengshu came up with one out of the blue. It looks cool, it feels very pleasant to turn, so just based on these few turns I'm recommending it. It even has, I don't know how it's supposed to corner cut, like that I guess. Anyway, it feels very lovely to use. It's probably doable to magnetize it. And yeah, it looks cool. The plastic is frosted because, you know, there's no consistency in Shengshu products, but it looks fine. Let me get to the other tetrahedron. So QiYi came up with a bunch of pyramids shaped mods and tetrahedrons and stuff, and it's very cool, and I love that they're doing a bunch of non-WCA puzzles, but I wasn't super interested because most of them seem pretty trivial and so on, but this one, it was pointed out to me that it's a 3x3 shape mod, and I was like, what? Then I checked the pictures, and I can see that it's a 3x3 shape mod, but I'm still confused how the fuck it works. So I had to get one, and it's very funny to watch unboxings of this because a lot of people don't realize that it can do those turns, and so they just do like these moves and keep it in cube shape. So this is effectively like a 3x3 face with the center, but there's two pieces hidden, and I have no idea which is corner, which is edge. I'll have to figure it out, but it's very trippy to turn, very strange, and a very cool design by, I don't know, this guy, I guess. So I will explore that more, and I think I'll have a lot of fun with it. I also got this 8 petals cube, so-called 8 petals cube. I mean, it's a ready cube. It's not a very appealing puzzle because it seems pretty simple, but it looks cool, and the fact that it's magnetic, it's nice. I wouldn't get a ready cube because it looks, you know, annoying to turn, and then what's the point? But yeah, thanks to the magnets, this turns just fine. I don't know how you're supposed to finger trick it, but I guess you could flick things like that. Yeah. It's nice. It looks cool. It's pleasant to play with. It's just, you know, a gadget for the collection and for non-cubers to play with. It's one of those things I added at the end of my order to see if I can save on some shipping. Yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly, I mean, the stands, you know, they're cheap, they look cool, whatever. This is for my son. I was feeling guilty about a little bit about spending so much, so to feel less guilty I got something for my kid as well. It's a nice presentation. This was 70 cents, I think. He's 3 years old, so I think this will be extremely entertaining to him, hopefully. Or perhaps he will enjoy the box more. I got a tiny-ish one because I'm hoping he can hold it like that, but his hands are still small, so I'm not sure. The box is neat. And this is QiYi Snake. It's... I feel like the Rubik's Snake is probably bigger, but I was a child last time I used it, so I really don't know. It could be the same size. I have a small one, very flimsy, that my kid enjoys playing with, but he's definitely gonna break it if I let him, so... yeah, this is nice. It has a nice strong click, which is perfectly good for kids. And let's see what I can do with this here. There, crucifix. Shout out to Jesus. Alright, now to the interesting stuff, the 3x3s. This Yulong V2M is for a small modification, and I'll open the box completely wrong. I already have a stickerless one, and I want to make a stickerless black. So, like I've done with this little magic, I replaced white with black to use in low light. And I want to do the same with the magnetic cube. The Yulong is very well suited for this. I was curious what stickers they were using. They have those pretty awful, to be honest. I mean, not awful, but I don't like this salmony orange. So it's the cheap Moyu cheeses that you've seen on an MF3 RS, Sale, Guanlong, anything like that for years. But the upside is those stickers are very durable because they're thicker than average, and you can easily remove them and put them on another cube, which I will probably do. And yeah, I mean, same impressions as the stickerless one. Great cube, and the great thing about it is you just take it out of the box, the very simple yet stylish box, and you can just start solving, start playing. It's ready to go. There's a bit of lube. Tensions are not perfectly even but reasonable. It cuts fine everywhere. It just works. It's super cheap. It's a fantastic cube. And if you get it in stickered, the stickers will be quite durable, which is a plus. Yeah, it's a pleasure to play. The QiYi V2M. This has been out for quite a while. It looked from the pictures like ziicube had the dark red version. If you don't know, there's a version with dark red and one with bright red. I was hoping for the dark red, but this is actually fine. It's completely fine to distinguish. I don't have any problem with it. The reason I got it so late is I tried a couple in competition. I wasn't super impressed, but I've enjoyed every other Yushin cube I've tried. So I felt, let's give it another chance. And yeah, it's better than I remember. It's also very dry and stupidly tight. I guess that's good for a budget first speed cube kind of deal, because you're not gonna have any surprise pops. But I mean, look at that. That was my impression from trying it in competition. Very minimal corner cutting, but it's too tight. So I'm going to set it up, lube it, and see if it performs nicely. It's not unpleasant to use like that, but it's not going to perform optimally. Now, the Tengyun. This is the... Now the new ones don't have this sticker and they still have the strong magnets, but if you have this sticker, then you definitely have the version with good magnets and not the first batch, which had weak magnets. I already have one in stickerless. It's where is it? It's right here. And it's such a great cube that I had to get one in sticker, basically. I'm close to calling it a main, even though I haven't had a main in years, because all the cubes are amazing. It's just especially nice to turn, and it gets me really good results. And I feel like it's pushing me to perform better. Like other cubes, maybe I feel like they can go as fast as I can, but this one feels like it's like pushing me to go faster. So this is disgustingly lubey. So let me get it. I should have taken a paper towel. This isn't a major issue. It's the usual very thin lube, and they lube the internals abundantly, and then it sits on the shelf and it seeps out, and then the bottom is all greasy and disgusting. It's fine, you just wipe it off like that, do a few solos, wipe again, and you're good to go. Good looking shades. The blue I wouldn't mind if it was a bit darker, but oh, what a fantastic cube to turn. It's so quiet. It's very loose, which is how I've set up mine as well. It's fine. It works really. Oh. That cube is such a joy to turn. I like that it has rather small stickers that really make the mechanism pop out, and the primary internals are pretty cool. I have to force myself to stop, or I could just turn this pointlessly for 20 minutes just for the tactile pleasure. Where was I? Yeah, I mean, Jesus, when you compare these shades on the Yulong with, I mean, check out that orange, it's ridiculous. The red is nicer. Thunderclap V3M. So, it's been on my wish list basically since it came out, because it seems to be essentially an upgrade to the Volt Power, or if not that, at least a Volt Power for cheaper, and I'm a big fan of the Volt Power, so quite breezy as well. it has those classic shades, what Cubicle calls factory half brights, which you find on the GTS2, on the Volk, and so on a lot of Gan puzzles as well. Really nice shades. I would like the yellow to be a bit darker, but that's true of pretty much every cube. So it definitely looks like a Volt Power. It definitely comes too tight out of the box like a Volt Power, but very consistent tensions, and again probably a good thing for beginners. Oh, it feels nicer than a Volt Power actually. Oh yeah, it's reminiscent for sure. Nice. I would say it has a softer feel actually than the Volt Power, which was already pretty soft and lovely. At least out of the box it's a nicer experience. I will have to play with it for a while. I feel like it's the same size. Lovely. Yeah, it feels like an upgrade over the Volt Power. It's too tight, and it can corner cut for shit, because it's insanely tight. But the Volt Power couldn't corner cut out of the box either. Needs some setup, it's fine. This box is pointlessly huge. Speaking of which, this thing, it's nice to have a box that you can carry a big cube in, you know, 6x6 or 5x5, something like that. But I wish they just sold it separately. And if you have a big box, I mean, this is pointless, but at least it can make a cube cover, you know. This, you can't even use it as a cube cover, but you can use it as a proper box, so lovely, I guess. I wish I could buy it separately or not buy it at all, because it's heavy and it costs in shipping, but okay. I'm supposed to have a stickered one coming from Fastech, but I don't know if it's gonna, when it's gonna be coming, so I decided to get a stickerless one in the meantime, because I'm just curious. People are raving about this cube. And actually I didn't have a QiYi stickerless cube, except in budget versions. I have to commend QiYi for sticking with their shades, by the way. It's quite annoying if you want any kind of consistency in your shades, or if you think, oh, I like this puzzle, I like that those shades, I will get more puzzles in that line, and manufacturers keep changing it around all the time. QiYi has had the same shades for like 4 or 5 years. It's very nice. So yeah, magnets feel pretty oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Magnets are a bit stronger than average. Not like Gan or GTS3, but more like medium than light, you know. Yeah, it's, wow, yeah. It's a very neutral cube. I would be hard pressed to find ways to describe it. It's quite lovely, it's fast. Tensions are tight, but it can corner cut quite nicely regardless. Oh, that's nice for those tensions. Huh? It feels lovely. It's kind of like if QiYi had made DMF3 RS2, you know, with a more QiYi vibe, less bubbly, a bit less soft, but it's a very nice puzzle indeed. I can see where the hype is coming from. It's in the same category as the Yulong, in that you just take it out of the box and start solving, but better, because it performs better and feels better. It's pretty loud, but that's not... Oh, this is so nice. Monster Go now. Which one is the magnetic one? Is there any way to tell? MG... I have no idea. Model. Well, I hope I didn't get two non-magnetic ones, that would suck. Maybe it's written in Chinese and I just... let's open them both and see what's up. So I got this because it seems really good, and for the same reason as all the others. But I get a magnetic one to try out, and a non-magnetic one to use the nuts, the yellow nuts in my 354, which has purple nuts, which are way too loose. That's the magnetic one. Yeah, that's non-magnetic. There's nothing to distinguish them, that's kind of a shame. Let's try the non-magnetic. Well, it's lovely, especially for a non-magnetic cube. I don't know how much I convey that with my random turning, but it's pretty stable. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. It feels lovely. It feels like not quite as plush as the more expensive Gan cubes. I have 354 here. It's not quite the same nice sound and feel, but it's very, very nice. Much nicer than the QiYi MS or most of the other ones. It feels really premium, and honestly, I expected it to be super flexible, like a 356R or 356S, which I've tried in competition, and they're unusable without magnets. It's a mess, but this is fine. This has an inherent stability, kind of like I don't know, a Volk or an MF3 RS2, and it just works. Corner cutting is okay. I'm assuming it's on... I'm assuming, yeah, it's on 0.6, which is the tighter setting. This is very intriguing. So a lot of videos show yellow nuts, and other videos and pictures show orange nuts. Now, if they're following their old, this is how to put back on. If they're following their old color scheme, then, that's interesting. Huh. Oh yeah, so that's very interesting. Wow. So the, taking this out. The non-magnetic one has orange nuts, which, if they follow their usual scheme, is like 2 steps above yellow in terms of tightness, and yeah, it does feel a bit stiffer, which makes sense because it would having tighter springs would make the cube more stable and compensate a bit for the lack of magnets. But I didn't expect that, and it's a nice surprise. The only thing now is I wanted to use the yellow nuts, and now I have orange ones. So I don't know if the orange ones will work in the 354. Maybe I'll try the yellow ones and put the orange in the Monster Go. I don't know. Or maybe I'll order a couple more. Actually, I've been planning to get the pink one as well. So now for the magnetic one, yeah. Well, it feels just as awesome as this one, but with magnets. And yes, oh yeah, it is faster. Oh, solid corner cutting right there. actually. Maybe a bit better than here. Yeah. Very nice corner cutting. And very nice feeling overall. I'm curious to try the looser setting on both of them. Maybe not on this one. And I will mess with the swapping nuts and so on. Very interesting. It's a bit more expensive, even the non-magnetic one is more expensive than an RS3 or something like that. But I would say it feels like a really nicely premium product. The tensions are very even. It's very easy to set up, there's only 2 options. It comes lubed, it's immediately usable and feels nice. It would be a good pick if you want to buy a cube for a new cuber, even without magnets. But you know, get the magnetic version if you have the extra dollars. But I'm just gonna leave this one like that so I can figure out which is which. And now the final cube. We've been going on for, Jesus, 30 minutes. Yeah, massive unboxing. And I do tend to ramble, but it's just a lot of cubes as well. Sorry if you were waiting for that one from the beginning. Oh, the box has a shiny feel that's actually rather unpleasant, but fancy look. Nice compact box, you know, nothing too crazy. The tools. I like that cubes come with a stand. It's very unusual and it's a nice plus to me. I had the RS3 2019, the original. It's here. And I have removed these things from the corners, the screws and the extra bits, because they don't seem to do anything and they removed them in the new one. Shades have been fucked with again, because why not? I don't mind those, they're fine. The green was better in the old one, I think, but okay. The frosted plastic I don't carry the way, but the thing with this one was it was really nice, and this is a non-magnetic one that I magnetize with strong magnets, and it performs amazingly. It cuts anywhere pretty much. It's very nice, but it still feels a bit uncontrollable sometimes. Like in some algs, everything's fine and then something goes wrong. And I've always felt that the springs should be maybe a little stiffer, which this has the fancy tensioning system, so it should help. I'm checking if the tensions are fairly even out of the box, which they should be if they have a fancy system. There's no point in having them. Seems consistent. Decent corner cutting. It's a bit tighter than this one. Oh, it has primary internals. These are not primary. Ah, and the edge is a different design as well, actually. It's significantly lighter. It feels like the same insane speed, but it does feel more stable. The magnets are somewhat weak, but in my opinion, nothing problematic. I can see why someone might want to add some, but I think for me it's going to be fine like that. And I have to say, out of the box, it feels better than this one. It feels like it has more potential. yeah, so it feels nice out of the box, but I have to say I have no idea if it's gonna be better than DMS or on par, or it doesn't feel significantly nicer. It's a bit dry. It feels like it needs some setup, you know? Whereas the Monster Go one was really nice, nice feeling out of the box. And it's quality too. But it's more expensive. So I will make follow-up videos for sure on some of these puzzles, including this one and the QiYi MS and the Thunderclap and so on, after setting them up and doing tons of solves on them. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you if you stayed till the end, and see you in the next one. Bye.